Good afternoon, Prime family, and welcome back to the channel. I'm out here at a job site. Our guys are about to get started. We have a 3-system installation going on. Right now, we're going to be replacing a couple of 20-year-old air conditioning units. They've done their job over the years, performing and keeping this customer nice and cool. Here's one of the units in the back. And we're going to be installing the Amana S. It's a slim profile, it's quiet, and it's super efficient. Now the kicker on this particular installation is that we're going to be going back with a dual fuel, guys. That means the S-Series system is going to be a heat pump, and the indoor equipment unit is going to have the backup natural gas furnace. So I cannot wait for you guys to see this installation. Stay tuned, and as always, thank y'all so much for watching, liking, and subscribing to our channel. All right, Prime family, let's get some work. All right, check it out. So behind me, we have a 5-ton straight AC single stage equipment. This is a really great unit, 20 years ago, very efficient, modern for its time. I don't know if you can hear it. It's a pretty loud unit. You can hear the compressor, you can hear the metals rattling, you can hear the fan motor. And one of the things about the S-Series system is that it's a very quiet unit, as low as 45 dBs. Can't wait to get this one out. Okay, so you're asking, well, what's a single stage equipment? And that's a really great question. A single stage unit like this one behind me here has a compressor, a fan motor, a contactor, and a capacitor. And what that means is that when you turn it on your thermostat inside of your home, this unit will turn on at 100% capacity. It will overshoot the set point on your thermostat, shut off, and it will repeat the process. Now, if the system is properly sized, that means if you install a single stage equipment with the proper ductwork and you have the proper CFMs and you have sized it accordingly, then that unit will work really great for many years. If you didn't, you're going to have a system that might be too undersized or oversized, which means that it's going to wear itself out much quicker and your electric bills will be through the roof. Now, a 2-stage unit does the same thing, but instead of 100% capacity all the time, it runs at around 70% on the low stage and 100% on the high stage. And what that means is that it's able to maintain better humidity inside of the home, and it's able to actually perform a lot better than a single stage equipment. And then we have our inverter systems like the Amana S that we're going to be installing here. That is a true variable speed swing compressor. And what that means is that that unit is able to modulate between 20 to 100% and everything in between. So like a temperature today, we're out here in Double Oak, Texas. The outdoor temperature here at the end of September in Texas is around 85 degrees Fahrenheit. And you don't need a full 100% capacity air conditioning system running to just maintain your indoor temperature. That's where you insert the variable speed Amana S. That means that this system right now will be running closer to around 30 to 40% to just maintain that 1 or that half a degree on your thermostat, making it not only very quiet because it's not using too much of its RPMs on the compressor or on the fan motor, but also making it very efficient in maintaining your temperature and reducing the humidity, which also will make your indoor temperature, the way it feels inside your house, much colder. So that's what a single stage unit is. I hope you learned. Our guys are about to get into demolition mode. Let's watch them remove all this equipment and start to install the new Amana S-Series. All right, so we're out here in the old 5-ton outdoor unit, and I wanted to show you guys, the viewers here, what I was talking about when I say terminologies like the capacitor or the contactor here. So this is what a single stage equipment looks like here. We have our capacitor. This is, in layman's term, like a big battery that stores energy here and allows that jump start to either the compressor or the fan motor. And here's your contactor. So you got your main power that comes in, feeds this little device right here, And you got two 24-volt wires that connect to each terminal right here. So when your thermostat calls for heat or for cool, since this is a straight AC, that means just your cooling. So when you have your AC on and you drop the temperature down, you'll hear this little contactor pull in, just like boom, like that. And what that does, it allows the power to then go to the top, and it feeds the compressor, it feeds the fan motor. And these two components are the most failed components on a single stage equipment. I'm sure you guys know the capacitors fail all the time, especially the original capacitors. Now this one here, if you can see or not see, it is it's not the original capacitor to this unit. This is an MRAT capacitor. Most capacitors out here that are installed are usually of the higher quality to ensure that these systems last a long time. Now this system here again has lasted for over 20 years, and that's by replacing and being proactive by replacing certain components to ensure that these systems last a long time. But you can tell totally different than the technology that we have in the inverter systems like the Amana S. Let me show you the indoor equipment. Our guys beat me to the punch. Man, they always beat me to the punch. I can never get them on video when they are demoing out the system. Now here, I'm hoping to get the next one here because there's 3 systems here, but this is the 5-ton unit. And one of the things I want to show y'all, on a single stage equipment, you have the same technology inside and outside, right? So on the inside unit, we have a basic motor with a capacitor, and we have our control boards and our transformer. And then this is a gas furnace. So here we have an inducer fan motor, single speed, and we got our burners. Now on a single stage equipment like this board here, let me flip the camera. You'll see here on the terminals we have Y, W, R, G, and C for single stage. Now if this was a 2-stage unit, we would see a Y2 or a Y low, and we would see a W1 and a W2. Since this is single stage, we only have one terminal for that one speed. On the motor itself, again, this is a single speed motor, so here on the control board we can set these motors up to run on high cool, medium heat, or low heat. And then we also have a capacitor here. So just like the outdoor unit, we have a capacitor that will fail over time, and these need to be replaced. Now this motor here also looks like it's been replaced at one point throughout the 20-year lifespans. That's one of the great things about older technology, is that very easy to replace a lot of components, but it was very important also to produce or to ensure that you had great maintenance to ensure that these components lasted a long time. Here on the gas portion of it, the inducer fan motor also is a single speed unit. We got our burners and we got our igniter. So gas furnaces really haven't changed much, other than that if you go with a more efficient furnace like a condensating 90+% furnace, you'll have a different style motor with a different exhaust. Most units now, to meet new EPA regulations and efficiencies, will have a variable speed or some type of ECM motor that is in here as well, with no more capacitors. And then here we also have the supply plenum. Now look at this supply plenum. Over time, the supply plenum will start to deteriorate here. Especially, it looks like this customer here has experienced some kind of water or some kind of moisture issue in the past, because we have a lot of rust inside of this plenum here. Now we replace the plenums. We'll put new dampers on all of our ducts, new collars, and that's to ensure that the new system is installed lasts for another 20 or 30 years. One of the great things about our install team is that they're very organized. So they want to make sure that everything is staged correctly. So in this particular project, we have 3 installs. We have master bedroom, main living area, and we have the upstairs loft area. So it's important that when they start a project like this, that everything is ordered correctly, everything is staged correctly. They have their own totes with all the materials that they're going to need for that particular job, the coils, the furnace, and the condensers. We also do hung right kits on every job. That's to ensure the systems are not leveled, and then obviously the thermostats. And here, since we're doing the Amana S smart thermostat comes with the cloud service. So we will be able to monitor the efficiencies, the runtime, any alerts, any problems with that system. We will be able to catch it before the customer is even aware of it. So great options if you're looking for high technology and the best warranties out there. All right, so our guys just finished installing the 5-ton Amana S. Remember that old 5-ton loud train unit? Well, here it is, the new modern slim S-Series. We got the gravel, we have a sturdy concrete pad, and then check it out. Remember how we talked about how the single stage equipment has the capacitor, the contactor, and how that works? Well, here it is. This is the brains of the operations right here. We have the inverter board, we have the DC motor, we have the true variable speed swing compressor, we have a reversing valve back over here. Now, since this is a dual fuel application, that means that this outdoor unit here, not only will it produce the cool air in the summer, but it will also produce the hot air in the winter, ensuring that the customer uses less natural gas to produce the heat inside of his home. This is also a cold climate heat pump. It's rated for very, very cold weather, ensuring that the capacity is maintained even when it's cold outside. But here it is, guys. This is why these units are very quiet, no contactors, no capacitors, just technology and innovation. And as you can see, Christian, one of our lead installers, he's finishing doing the electrical disconnect. He's also putting the right proper breaker size, and we got our surge protector right there, which is a very critical component for any high efficient or computerized units like the inverter Amana S. Let's go upstairs to the attic and let's see how that unit is coming along. All right, check it out. So we're up here in the attic. Our guys are working very hard on the 5-ton unit. So remember, we're doing a variable speed gas furnace. We're doing the EEV evaporator coil. We're doing the supply plenums. We're doing all the new collars, new dampers to ensure we balance everything off. So let's take a look and see how it's coming along. All right, check it out. So back here we have the hung right kit. This is a device that we use to support all of our indoor equipment. Guys, look, that's used to ensure that the system is nice and leveled. It also reduces vibration and noise level with these units. Now, this is already a very quiet unit with a variable speed motor, but we want to ensure that every install that we do, we try to minimize as much nuisance noise as possible. And the hung right kit is a great product for that. Here's the variable speed motor. I don't know if y'all remember that video we saw from the outdoor unit. Completely, totally different circuit board. Actually, let's zoom in there and take a look how that looks. Check it out. So that is the communicating board. And we have our variable speed motor here in the bottom. And our 2-stage high efficiency 80% gas furnace here. Here's the hung right kit. Here's our evaporator coil. This is where the magic happens with the EEV. We got our new supply plenum that's metal on the outside, insulated on the inside. We got all of our collars with our dampers. It's coming along really good. We got our new gas as well with a sediment trap. This is to ensure we're passing city codes and new gas flex line. What do you think so far, Christian?
Almost done.
Almost done? You're doing a great job, man. Check it out. So right here we have the original thermostat. Now this thermostat here is going to be replaced with the Amana Smart thermostat. That thermostat, remember, is modern, is sleek. You can control it through your smartphone, a tablet, a desktop, a PC, whatever. As long as you have Wi-Fi here, there is a application or platform for you to be able to monitor and control your heating and air conditioning system on the Amana S. Now it's going to be a very slick thermostat, so here's how the old one looks. I can't wait for you guys to see the new one. All right, check it out. So the guys have finished the first of 3 systems. This is the 5-ton unit, and I want you guys to hear this. Check it out. That's the unit running currently right now. And you might be asking yourself, well, George, I hear a small little buzzing noise in the background. Let me flip the camera around real quick. You're probably hearing the Clearstream water pump system here, not the outdoor unit heat pump. Now remember, this is a heat pump dual fuel system, guys. So what that means is the customer is going to save a lot of energy during the winter months because this is going to be producing sufficient heating for the home. But if the weather gets really, really cold, which here in Texas, it's very rare that we have very cold weather. And when we say very cold weather, we're talking in the 5 degrees or below, or even in the 10s. But if it does get below that, the customer does have a gas furnace backup heat, hence why this is a dual fuel system. So he has the best of both worlds. Guys, and this system came out really great. Look at this, concrete pad, very modern slick unit. We got all of the disconnects, the surge protectors. Great unit, cannot wait. The guys are working on the other two. Check it out, that one's back over here. So let's keep watching these guys install it, and once everything is installed and up and running, I'll show you guys how quiet this unit is, and we'll talk a little bit more about the dual fuel and heat pump and how those systems work. All right, so here it is. This is the other and third unit that the guys are going to be replacing with the Amana S. Now, we talked about what a single stage equipment does. Remember, we have a capacitor, a contactor, fan motor, and compressor. Now, this is the same unit here, and as you can tell, this capacitor right here, this has also been replaced over the span of the 20 years. And here's the contactor. That has also been replaced, but there's one more thing that this unit has that the other ones didn't. Can you tell what it is? If you're in the industry, you probably already know. If you're a homeowner or a viewer, this unit here has a hard start kit. This little capacitor and this relay. And these hard start kits are installed on older units or when they first get installed to help the compressor, help the startup amps, and that allows this unit to have a much more better chance of lasting a longer time. And like I said, these units have lasted here for over 20 years. These are the original equipments to this property. So the homeowners over the years have done a really great job in maintaining it, replacing components, and adding accessories to help this unit last as long as it did. So with the new Amana S, there is no capacitors, remember, there is no hard start kits. Everything is controlled through the inverter board, through the computer. Now, we do install surge protectors, but those units are completely different than your single stage equipment here. All right, so we're now at the master bedroom zone. I believe this was number 3, unit number 3. Now, the guys have already done a good job in removing all of the equipment, and right now they are currently bolting the hung right kit up to the rafters. Let me flip this camera around so we can take a look at what the hung right kit looks like before the unit gets installed. All right, so here is the hung right kit. Right now, this looks like an H bracket, and if you can see on the very top, there's a small little foam that where the unit sits on it. This allows the unit to absorb a lot of the vibration, a lot of the noise that the unit makes. Now remember, this is a variable speed unit, so it is quiet out of the box, but we want to try to ensure that we do everything we can to make it even quieter. Now, once this hung right kit is fully bolted to the rafters, it will get raised up and leveled, and in the future, if we ever have to re-level the unit for any reason, it comes with a nice little adjuster right here. You pull it up and down, and that allows this hung right kit to be moved around pretty. Other installers, Marino, how are you?
Good.
All right, so what he does right now, he's getting all of the collars and the dampers properly sized for the next unit. This helps speed up the process, and it really saves the installers a lot of time when they get everything organized, like the collars and the dampers. Let's go up to the attic and let's take a look at the smaller unit. All right, and here is the master bedroom HVAC unit. If you guys remember, that old unit used to be flipped the other way, so now we can service it. We don't have to crawl under the unit. We got the furnace, the hung right kit. Carter, how's it looking out there, man?
Everything's looking spick and span. Guys, you know we're always trying to give you the best quality systems, and they're always going to be the nicest looking systems too. So
Awesome.
It's looking good, long story.
Guys, as you can see out here, our installers are very meticulous when it comes to how they remove and install these units. Right now, they've already removed that old 2-ton, 20-year-old unit here. You got everything being prepared to install the gravel first. So we have leveling gravel, and then we put a very sturdy concrete pad right here that goes on the ground. That's to ensure that that system stays firmly on the ground for many, many years. One of the most important things for this customer was noise level. So obviously with the Amana S-Series, it's a very quiet system. Remember, as low as 45 dBs. But this is their outdoor living area. Here they're gonna hang out, family, friends. They have their outdoor kitchen, and the last thing that you want to do is have a very loud AC unit right next to you. Now with these side discharge units like the Amana S, the other thing that you don't want to do is you don't want to be standing or sitting down in your chair here having a conversation and then having all of that discharge air. If it's in the summer, it's going to be hot. If it's in the winter, that's going to be cold, since this is a heat pump. You don't want all of that being blown your way. So the great thing about the Amana S-Series is that it has an air baffle. That's correct. So this air baffle right here allows us to redirect the air in a way where it's not going straight. Now this is also important for low lot properties, properties where the unit is sitting on the side of the house and there's not a lot of space. You don't want the air discharging right into a fence and then trying to feed back into it. That will cause a lot of issues with how the unit performs. So this baffle gets installed like so, and it allows the air then to be redirected upstairs, allowing this customer to have an outdoor living experience like no other. A quiet HVAC unit and not having to deal with the discharge temperature from the outdoor unit itself. The team has finished every install up here in the attic. 3 systems. Remember, we had a 5-ton and we had 2 2-tons scattered throughout the attic. And I want to show you guys the one that was feeding the master bedroom area of this house. Look how great the guys did. So we start off here. We have the supply plenum. We have our UV light installed, air purification system for the coil. We have our evaporative coil with the EEV. We have our inverter loop. We have our easy trap with the P trap and a clean out. That's for our drains. We have a Jones valve so that we're able to clean out the drains periodically throughout the year. We redid our secondary drain as well. We added a BG101 float switch. That's to ensure if the pan ever has any water that we have a safety device built into it. We have our variable speed gas furnace, and we have our Aprilaire filtration system, all supported on a hung ride kit, nice and leveled. And we also upgraded the gas line with a gas sediment trap for easy green tags from the city here of Double Oak. Guys, I'm so happy. I hope that you've enjoyed the installation and can appreciate all the hard work our team here at Prime AC and Heat has done to ensure this customer has a fast, awesome, great looking system, but also a system that's going to last them for a very long time. The Amana smart thermostat Wi-Fi communicating system. Let me flip the camera around so you can see this. Check this out. So here we install a backplate. Now this customer is going to have a painter come out and repaint this wall here, but this backplate looks really good because it does cover a lot of the holes on older thermostats that were longer. This really fits in a lot of applications. We can also take the backplate off and it could be just the thermostat itself. But inside a thermostat here, one of the awesome things about this particular thermostat here is so easy to control. You can change the temperature to your liking where you want it at. Down here you can set your schedule. Now you can also check indoor quality. Once this is logged into the Wi-Fi and the thermostat updates, it will actually monitor the outdoor air quality, and it will tell you if it's moderate, if it's good, or if it's bad. And that's really good because it allows you to know what the outdoor quality is. Also, it measures and monitors the indoor quality, so it knows when your filter is time to get it changed. Now, these systems are also programmed to work every 6 months, and as we come out for our maintenance, we change out the filters for our customers. Now, one of the awesome things about the dual fuel system is that there is no special wiring, there is no special setup. Everything is controlled by the thermostat. The thermostat automatically recognizes the outdoor unit, the gas furnace, the coil. Now, right here, when the customer wants to change its settings, they have options to either go to cool, they can turn it to just the heat, they can turn it off, they can have, also set it up as a auto, so they can have the cool and the heat. So if they do the auto feature, the customer will be able to set the indoor cooling temperature that they like and the indoor temperature for the heating side that they like. And what that means is that this thermostat will run the AC whenever temperatures get higher than 72 degrees and vice versa. Wherever the temperature they want to set it for the heating, let's say they want to set it to 65 degrees in the winter, that means if the house gets any colder than 65 degrees, the heater will come on by itself. Now, since this is also a dual fuel system, let's say the heat pump outside, it's really cold, or the customer is having company over, they just want the gas furnace to come on by itself, they'll go into the system mode, click on emergency heat, and the gas furnace will now be activated. But without that, this system will automatically run the heat pump and it will run the emergency heat when it needs it. It's like an extra boost for it. And that's it, guys. This is the Amana smart thermostat. There is no batteries. Everything is attached to the power on the indoor equipment. The whole team, they have done such an amazing job, and we are getting this system up and running. Right now it is in test mode. I just walked by the unit and it's running. Can you believe how quiet this unit is? I can whisper. And just remember, this is the customer's outdoor patio. This is where they'll be hanging out, where they'll have a barbecue and they have friends and family. Last thing that you want to do is have a loud air conditioning unit while you're trying to have entertainment, or just have peace out in your own backyard. And check it out, the Amana S-Series, one of the quietest systems in the market. And as we also explained to y'all, if the customer is sitting right here, let's say they're sitting down and the system is right here, we are not getting any of that discharge air towards us. One of the amazing things about the S-Series is that it has the baffle accessory, which allows us to redirect the discharge air. Now let's flip the camera and let's take a look at this. Look at that. That is the system right now running. One of the quietest systems in the market, y'all. With the baffle technology, it allows us to redirect the air up. Man, our installers did such an amazing job. I mean, they have been working their tails off all day to get these units installed as quickly as possible. And remember, you guys saw them, we installed a sturdy concrete pad on the bottom. Our guys also put a new electrical disconnect switch with the proper breaker size inside. We also install a surge protector. Surge protectors, remember, are very important for any high efficiency systems, especially the inverter systems like the Amana S. Our guys also did new electrical conduit, 3/4 for the high voltage. And then down here, we also installed our electrical conduit for the low voltage, the communicating wire. We also went ahead and installed the UV Armaflex. That's to protect the copper, and it's UV rated, so that means that it won't deteriorate when the sun is touching on it over the years. And the last thing that we have to do is install our locking caps. That way no one can tamper with the refrigeration of the Amana S. Guys, I could not be happier with how this system came out. Let's go ahead and jump over to the other two and let's see how those two came out. So we are in the finish line. The guys have done an amazing job. We are in the last unit. This is the master bedroom unit, and as you can hear in the background, we have our vacuum running. Now, you guys have probably seen our videos and you know that we follow these units installation procedures to a T. One of the most important things when you're retrofitting these units and upgrading them, you have to make sure that, one, you have no leaks in the system. That means you have to pressurize it with nitrogen. You also can do a triple evacuation to ensure that you're removing all the moisture and all the oil inside of the system. And once you have crossed that, the last thing that you have to do, guys, is make sure that you run your vacuum correctly. One of the most important things is not leaving these systems with any kind of contaminants or moisture inside of the copper once it has been flushed and once the evacuation has been completed. When you run your vacuum, guys, we have to get these units down to around 250 microns. Once you get to 250 microns and you break that, we want to run a decay test. We don't want to get that system to rise above 500 microns. So everything has been coming along really good. We're at 435 microns. We are almost there. Never rush the process. Always take your time. And here at Prime AC and Heat, we will do it right every single time, guys. All right, so once that finishes up, we'll turn it on and we'll do a couple shots so you guys can hear how quiet the Amana S-Series system is. That wraps up the video for today, guys. Thank you so much for sticking along. As promised, we are out here by the two Amana S-Series systems. If you remember, this is where the 5-ton unit was located, and here's that other unit. Look how modern, how sleek. You can probably hear the neighbor's lawnmower going compared to how loud, or actually how quiet, the new Amana S-Series system is. I'm so happy. Our guys did an amazing job, and I know that our customer here in Double Oak, Texas is gonna love these units for many, many years, hopefully another 20 or 30 years. And guys, remember, listen, if you are in the Dallas, the Fort Worth, or Denton area, and you're looking for a family owned and operated company who can do maintenance for you, who can do repairs, who can be honest, and if you do need them, who can design and properly install high efficiency air conditioning systems like the Amana S-Series, and here's one of them actually starting up, please give us a call. We're your local company, 972-400-3602. And like always, Prime family, thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing to our channels. We'll catch you on the next one. You want to know how quiet the Amana S-Series system is? Check it out. This system is currently running and I'm right next to it. One of the quietest air conditioning and heating systems you can get for you and your family. Noise levels as low as 45 dBs. So quiet, you can fall asleep.